And now we're taken to the gradebook, where we're going to begin with creating a new assignment. So there are two buttons you can choose to create a new assignment. One is up here at the top of the screen, and you'll notice there's also a new assignment button right in the gradebook. So either one will work. You can just go ahead and click New Assignment. You're taken to the new assignment screen, where you will be able to put in the name, the points, the due date, and a category. We'll go over some more options as well. So when giving an assignment name to your students, you'll want to be clear about what that assignment involves. So we're going to go ahead and call this fractions. And you'll want to determine the number of points that that assignment is worth. So this is an open field. As a teacher, you have the ability to determine your points for each assignment. You may want to consider the other assignments you've given in your class. For example, you may not want your test grade to be worth less than a homework. So you'll want to consider how many points you assign each of those assignments. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and give it 10. When you weight your assignments, Engrade will automatically scale your points to fit into the percentage that you've selected for that particular category. You'll also choose a due date. When I click on the date, a calendar appears. Note that the calendar actually starts with Monday as the beginning of the week. You can select a date on the calendar. This will add this assignment to the students' and parents' calendars as well. This will also organize your gradebook if you choose to organize it by date. Lastly, you'll need to choose the category. If you can recall, my categories were quizzes, tests, homework, notebook, and participation. Although you may have different categories, since you have the ability to adjust these in your settings. You also have the option for not graded. If I choose not graded, I could give an assignment that doesn't affect the final grade. For example, maybe I just want to collect a permission slip and keep track of that information. I could give it as a 1-point assignment, but choose not graded and put a 1 or a 0 depending on whether or not that student has turned in their permission slip. Once I've, those grades have gone in, those are not going to actually affect the calculation for the class. Same thing for a pretest. Maybe you want to give a pretest, but you don't want that grade to affect the student. For this example, we're going to go ahead and put it as a homework assignment. Now, with these 4 basic pieces of information, I can move on and create my assignment. I would scroll down to the bottom and click Submit. However, I'm going to show you some of the other options that you have today. So we'll go ahead and click More Options. When I click More Options, you'll see that I can now select standards, add a description, add attachments, copy my assignment to other classes, and then I have some additional options down below. We're going to go ahead and focus on each one of these. So you'll notice that I have the Common Core standards selected in this account. I have the ability to tag standards according to the grade level and subject area of this class. So I'm teaching a 7th grade math class. When I click Tag Standards, I can see all of the Common Core standards for 7th grade math. So let's say this particular assignment has to do with 7NS1. I would simply click the checkbox next to that standard. And as you can see, Engrade has displayed this particular standard description here for you, so you're not having to look up what this code means. Go ahead and click Close. And now you'll see that this standard has been tagged for this assignment. And in a few minutes, I'll show you where you can view this information. You have a description box. This is a place where you can enter a comment about the assignment, any directions you'd like to provide, maybe a web link for your students. We'll go ahead and say this is pages 15 through 20. If I continue to scroll down, you'll see that you have a place for an attachment. So I can upload files directly into my assignment and attach them. For example, I might have covered a PowerPoint presentation in my class, and I want to give that same information to my students for their homework. I can attach the PowerPoint. That way students and parents can view it after school. Or maybe I have a particular form that I'd like my students to complete on a Word document. I can attach that. My students can enter the text into the Word document, and then actually they can actually turn it right back in on Engrade. So the attachment option is really great. Another nice feature of this is that Engrade will store all of your previous files. So you have up to 1 gig of storage, and once you've added a file into Engrade, it's going to be available again for you elsewhere. So you may add a file that you use frequently, for example, a rubric for writing, and you can attach it to all of your writing assignments. The next option is Copy to Classes. This will help if you teach the same course multiple times, as opposed to making the assignment 3 different times, I can tag my math assignment to this math course and this one as well. So basically all of my different math classes are going to have that same assignment in the gradebook, saving me a lot of time. I'm going to scroll in so that we can see the next few options here. These 4 check boxes will always appear with the first 2 boxes by default turned on and the second 2 boxes off. The first one allows students to see the assignment, simply allows the student to see it listed in the list of assignments. So if I uncheck this box, the student will no longer see the assignment listed. However, any grades posted for this assignment still affect the grade that the student would see in the class. So we recommend using this box, unchecking this box, only when you have multiple assignments that you may not want to show at one time, or you're putting in your assignments well in advance and you're not ready to display them to your students. Then I recommend unchecking this box. As soon as you go ahead and introduce that assignment to your students, or you're ready to show it, come back to the screen and click the box to select it. Adding the assignment to the calendar will really allow your students and parents to stay informed and plan ahead, so I recommend using this checkbox to add the assignment to the calendar. Now the next 2 boxes are turned off. This third box is adding the assignment to the discussion board. By default, we've turned off the discussion board for your school and your classes. You could turn on the discussion board at the class level. It's in your class settings. However, we found that in most cases, teachers prefer not to have the students, give the students the ability to post to the discussion board without, the teacher being involved in that process. So we've turned it off. You have the ability to turn it on. If you don't worry about this checkbox if you have it turned off, because it won't do anything. Beneath that, you'll see the turn-in section. Adding an assignment to turn-ins allows students to submit their work online through Engrade in a portal. So basically, you would open up this turn-ins portal that allows your students to upload their documents. So for example, going back to the attachment, if you attached a form for your students to complete, they would answer the questions on the form, and then they could save their work, upload it into Engrade, and it would be sent to your Engrade account. You would log into Engrade as a teacher, and you can view that particular file, as well as the date and time that the student submitted the file. Additionally, you can close the turn-ins at any time and essentially close the portal so that students aren't able to turn in their work after a certain time. So let's say you have a deadline, you can close it. Students will no longer be able to submit their work on Engrade. With the turn-ins, once you've viewed the file and you've given a grade, it can go directly into the gradebook. So in order to use that, you'll need to check the box.